These are ridiculously expensive items that football players own, and Aubameyang spent $200,000 to be exactly like his father. You see, Aubameyang watched his father pull up in fully customized autos and dreamed of one day living like him. So as soon as Aubameyang turned professional, he immediately spent his entire first check on a $45,000 Audi TT. But buying one Audi wasn't enough, so Aubameyang imitated his father twice more and spent over $200,000. Aubameyang purchased another Audi a few years later, this time a solid gold RA. But this masterpiece was insufficient, so he recently had a brand new Audi RS7 personally delivered to his home. To ensure that his Audi was worth over $200,000, Aubameyang contacted his friend Yanamize, the owner of the car wrapping business Yanamize.com, to have the car fully customized. Like father, like son, racing around the streets in a 200 Quip is cool, but it's the cheapest thing in this video. Karim Benzema spent $250,000 on something he can't even use. Benzema may be the greatest flexer of all time, because while other players buy watches and chains, Benzema is on another level of the jewelry game. The last time Benzema went to the jeweler, he wanted to spend $250,000 on a flipball, covered in 72,000 black and white diamonds. Each diamond is over 1,000 carats, so it's no surprise that this ball costs $250,000. However, Benzema's purchase of a flipball he can't even kick demonstrates his selfishness. At least when Paul Pogba spent over $300,000, it was for his teammates. During the World Cup, Pogba wanted to do more for his team than simply help them win. So he not only scored a goal and helped them win, but also lifted the trophy. Pogba decided that his entire French team deserved special treatment. Pogba contacted one of the most renowned jewelers in Beverly Hills to create one-of-a-kind custom rings for his teammates. Each ring is filled with diamonds, sapphires, and rubies to match the country's flag, and is engraved with each player's name, jersey number, and statistics from each World Cup game. Now, each ring costs more than $15,000, as Pogba has 23 teammates. These rings are nearly as expensive as the gifts Erling Haaland gave his teammates for being sour. Haaland has been a Manchester City fan his entire life, having grown up watching his father, Alfie Haaland, make his debut for the club, and it was recently announced that he will be joining his dream team, Manchester City. It wasn't a personal decision. He simply didn't want to leave his Borussia Dortmund team on bad terms. Not only did he buy each of his 33 teammates custom Rolex watches costing $15,000 each, but he also bought all of his former club staff members custom Omega watches costing $7,000 each. Oh my God! Look at Haaland and Pogba, who prioritize their teams. Well, thousands of dollars are nothing to my boy Zlatan Ibrahimovic, because he spent almost $1 million on his birthday presents. Yeah, in Zlatan's life, 3 things are guaranteed: death, taxes, and the receipt of an outrageously costly whip for every one of his birthdays. Over the past 3 years, Zlatan has made sure his birthdays are remembered. On his 38th, he bought a Ferrari Monza SP2, a whip straight out of Forza. But the following year, on his 39th, he made a trade. He switched from horses to Porsches, finding a car to match his Milan jersey, a Porsche 911 Targa. But we all know Zlatan. 2 cars can never be enough. So when he turned 40, he showed the world that he can go both ways. Yes, he posted a picture on Instagram of his new purchase, a golden Ferrari SP90 Straight A. This car has 1,000 horsepower, accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds, and is half electric. It's no surprise that this one car cost well over $500,000, bringing his birthday expenses to over $1 million. Let's take it a step further. Cristiano Ronaldo spent over $1 million to wear his automobile. Yeah, if you know anything about Ronaldo, it's either his legendary skills or the fact that he owns not 1, not 2, but 3 Bugattis. And not only do those cars cost millions, but Ronaldo spent just as much to wear one of his Bugattis on his wrist. Yes, Ronaldo's Bugatti watch is the only one in the entire world. It's covered in titanium, champagne gold, ice, baguette diamonds, and black sapphires. Just so you know, it is Ronaldo's watch. It not only has his CR7 insignia, but was made to look just like the engine in his Bugatti Chiron. Just look at this. It's no surprise that the watch cost him $1.5 million. But at least Ronaldo can wear his watches because Neymar has been getting his teammates to spend millions on items that don't even exist in our universe. Everything began when PSG signed a contract with a crypto firm to assist the club in launching exclusive NFTs, and Neymar, like the majority of us, wondered what the hell an NFT was. Well, once he realized that everyone was making money off of him, Neymar had to join in on the fun. So he made his first purchase, a Bored Ape, in January. The world went berserk when Neymar declared on Twitter that he was now an official ape, because this isn't just any photo. It cost $481,000. But that isn't even his most outrageous purchase in the metaverse. Neymar's teammates learned about his crypto shopping sprees and had to find out what was good. So not long after the world learned, he purchased an even rarer Bored Ape, this time costing him $570,000 just for a picture. He acquired 2 NFTs, which is over $1 million, and that ain't even everything in his portfolio. When Marco Verratti heard that Neymar was investing his money in another world, his first thought was, "Bro, how are you gonna pay $1 million for profile pictures? But you ain't going to subscribe to Luxury Lifestyle 2.0. It's free. Don't be like Neymar, man, and subscribe." Marco then realized that the metaverse contains much more than just NFTs. The metaverse includes cities, clubs, and concerts. He declared, "I'm trying to live there." So he went to a real estate agent and obtained a property that was worth 3 times as much as anything Neymar owns. Yes, Marco purchased a mansion with a helipad on his private island in the metaverse. Like, that's a nicer apartment than his actual crib. Therefore, it makes sense that it cost more than $2 million. And you know what? That's not as outrageous as what his teammate Mbappe owns, because he spent $3 million to fulfill this childhood dream. Mbappe not only grew up in Paris, France, but he also dreamed of playing for his native country and living there. So once he was dealt a PSG on a $188 million transfer, it was nothing for Mbappe to blow a few M's and turn his dreams into reality. Mbappe's crib is situated, and the eye can see why Mbappe never went to Real Madrid, because his home is right in the middle of a Paris shopping district, has 3 bedrooms, floor-to-ceiling windows with views of the entire city, and he can see the Eiffel Tower from his bedroom. I wouldn't want to leave a home like this either, unless we're talking about living near Gareth Bale, because he invested millions in his hidden talent. While most people assume Bale to be practicing free kicks behind the scenes, he had been honing his swing and tee shots. Recently, when Bale bought a mansion, that wasn't even the most expensive part. In fact, he fell so in love with golf that he had the land around his home completely renovated with replicas of the most famous golf courses in the entire world. Look at this. It cost him over $2 million. Bale's infatuation with golf didn't end there. He wanted everyone in town to experience the thrill of the game. However, he was realistic enough to realize that not everyone could simply drive up to his house and start slamming home runs. Bale put in extra resources to provide room for everyone. In addition to its 3 mini golf courses, bar, and restaurant, this 23,000 square foot establishment features neon signs, a gambling theme, and other gaming-related decors. This was the first Par 59 that Bale opened, but he intends to expand it globally and open golf turn-up places throughout the UK and Dubai. How will Bale go from one place to another, though? David Beckham, his boy, has him covered as he can get by on his $6 million purchase. Beckham recently bought himself a super yacht as a small Christmas present. Not just any boat. The Verizon E88, owned by Beckham, had 2 suites, a kitchen, a bar, and a complete gym. With TVs and speakers integrated onto every surface of these 94-foot-long yachts and room for over 10 guests, Beckham has everything he needs to throw his Miami bangers. It's not surprising that this item cost over $6 million, but Sergio Aguero's boat cost more than 2 yachts. Speaking of the Miami water life, Aguero spent most of his life in Manchester before retiring and wanting to leave. He boarded a plane from the UK to Miami, one of the world's party capitals, and as soon as he arrived, he fell in love with the city's palm trees, parties, and supercars on every street that he never scheduled his flight back to Manchester, and instead bought a crib there. He could pee all day in this nearly 12,000 square foot, 9-bedroom, and 13-bathroom Miami estate. Even a wine cellar, a theater, a tennis court, and a complete gym are included. But in case you didn't know, Aguero bought this on his 34th birthday. So what better way to celebrate than with a lit-ass party? What the hell? A pool party, liquor, and babes are how you spend $15 million. Pogba's got one final purchase we just have got to see. And this one costs two of Aguero's cribs. Yeah, my boy Pogba ain't playing fans. He has a plane with his logo. This is his most prized possession, a Gulfstream G280 private jet. And just look at it. This plane is huge on the inside. It's customized with all white leather seats, it can fit 10 passengers, and it can fly over 500 miles per hour. But you know, being up in the air gives you time to think, and you want to know what I'm thinking about, which is what in world richest man Jeff Bezos' Beverly Hills. Oh yeah, you want to know? You gotta pull up, so just click this video right here.